Okay,
3, 2, 1. We are
Go fuck
live.
yourself, Ben.
Welcome to the MMAngst podcast. I'm your host, Ben Cohn. Joining me today, we have Alejandro and Bilal. Say
Hey,
hi, jackasses.
hey, I'm bummed.
We usually do this on Sundays, and this is not a Sunday. It's not. It's Monday. And
No, it's not.
What?
It's not Sunday.
No, it's not Sunday. All right.
It's nearly Tuesday for me.
Yeah. UFC, holy shit. UFC 240 is right around the corner. We have a featherweight title fight between Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar. It shouldn't be Frankie Edgar, but it is Frankie Edgar. It should be Alexander Volkanovski, who would beat Max Holloway. However, it's Frankie Edgar, who will not beat Max Holloway. Guys, do you think that there's any reason to talk about this fight? Great. No? Okay, awesome. No, I'm joking.
Fuck yourself, man.
I know. Bilal seems to think that Frankie Edgar has a chance.
Well, everyone has a chance.
Yeah, right. Let me rephrase that. He seems to think Edgar has a good chance.
A good chance.
Yeah.
Well, that okay. Why? I mean, I think he does have a chance, but it may.
Oh, fuck both of you.
No. I mean, it's a chance.
That's fantastic. It's Alejandro going, good. Well,
Okay. Let me start it again. Let me reset a little bit. Okay, Bilal, you have to take this.
Go ahead, Bilal.
No, well, no, it's
Yeah, wait, no.
awful.
Let me
I need to-
wait.
shut the fuck
Let
up.
me
I'm
tell
talking.
you. No. 1 second. Let me tell you what Bilal's entire point here is.
I will listen to it.
Max Holloway hasn't faced really good wrestlers over the course of his run. Therefore, Frankie Edgar wins.
No, shut the fuck up.
Okay, no, that's bad. That's bad. Okay. No, look,
shut
listen.
the
I will say this.
No, wait. I will say this. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Secondly, no. So I've had this thought for a while now. Now I know Edgar's getting quite old, and I can't really trust him, which is why Ben should have shut the fuck up and let me finish first. But no. So in my main gripe is that, specifically with regards to not facing really good wrestlers in his run, is that we haven't really seen him stuff any shots in the open that are well trained. And in the clinch, he kind of prioritizes head position and clinch work, specifically, having bicep control over preventing, shots towards the legs or any transitions that go towards, clasping your hands for clinch takedowns. Now, obviously, you could train for that and be well prepared for the fight. I have no problem with that, and it pushes a hell of a pace. But what if this is another Stephen Thompson moment where we see him stuff shots against good wrestlers who aren't really great, and then they're up against someone who knows what they're doing more than just initial clinch style takedowns, and he gets floored, and then his high volume style plays into that until he drops the volume in order to stuff shots. But then it becomes a bit, tougher to predict what's going to happen, because if you drop the volume, then fights tend to get closer, essentially. And that's basically what I kind of worry about. I mean, Edgar himself hasn't really fought anyone who fights like Holloway, because Holloway's fucking rare fighter. But I don't know. It's I know Holloway should be favored, but
let me say this.
I just don't have complete confidence in him.
No.
Everyone
I hear you. I will say this. I will take that seriously, because the last card, which apparently we're not going to talk about, we ate so many bags of dicks for being so fucking wrong that maybe we need to start taking this kind of thing seriously.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah. What the fuck, Ben? Why did you convince me that Vic is gonna win? Fuck you, Ben.
Do you really want to go into shit picks? Because you're not exactly doing so well in the Bloody Hell Civil War. In fact, you've been in last place in every single event.
All your fault. I'm blaming you 100%.
On our team, he's been in last place on every single
Okay.
event for this one.
Okay.
Because
Well, that's
some motherfucker keeps telling me that Vic and Rothwell are gonna win, and I'm like, okay, I'll believe you. And
Vic
the
and who?
motherfucker gives me the
Wait, Vic and who?
Rothwell.
Rothwell? Okay.
No,
I love
look.
it. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
picked-
Arlovsky has never lost to anyone that's much slower than him. Rothwell's fucking slow. And all of a
Dude.
sudden, Mr. Bean Cone comes around like, oh no, Rothwell has sneakily good
Oh, I'm
hands.
so sorry.
And
Because
always
you expected,
melted people
hold
ahead.
on, because you totally expected Andrei Arlovsky, notoriously low output, to come out and start throwing 1,000 strikes a minute, right? You fuck
Yes.
off with that shit.
Yes.
And also,
Yes.
fuck off
Yes.
with that
That's it.
nonsense.
There's no evidence to the contrary.
Hold on. Every single opponent that Dan Hooker has faced before that, he's fought exactly the wrong way. But now he comes out looking like he's been training with Rafael Cordero, and suddenly,
Hey.
You just didn't want to hear the truth. A tough
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing.
Also,
One more
I
thing.
love it.
One
Hold on.
more thing.
Augusto
Okay.
Sakai and Shamil Abdurrahimov, both notoriously fast fighters that Andrei Arlovsky has lost.
They are fast.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Real fucking fast. All right.
One more thing. You motherfuckers also talked me out of making an argument for Leon Edwards winning.
We'll get there.
Well, I have thoughts
Hold
of
on.
that, but
Let's get
apparently
there.
this
Let me
motherfucker
just
doesn't want
counter
to
what
talk
you're
about
saying.
it.
Hold on. Let me just counter Bilal's entire point with his entire argument hinges on Frankie Edgar still being an elite offensive takedown artist, which I don't think he is. I don't think he is anymore.
That's an argument. No, I mean that's the most likely.
I told you I don't.
Cub Swanson is not a good defensive takedown artist. He's fine.
Oh,
but he's
fucking
not.
Nick Diaz
not
isn't a good
elite.
defensive takedown. Nick Diaz isn't a
Stop
good
the
defensive
takedown
takedown
for
artist.
one-
And he
Stop the
GSP
takedowns
after
for
dropping his
one
offense.
fucking round, and then proceeded to get taken down the remaining 2 rounds. So that's
That
not
still
an
counts.
argument.
Still counts.
You guys are talking over each other that I have no idea what either of you is saying.
Dude, you don't go 0 for 8 against Cub Swanson and convince me you're still an
Cub
elite
had like
takedown artist.
no offensive output for that round, which
What
is
are you
why I drew the
talking about?
comparison.
Hold on a second. Cub Swanson was 10 strikes behind Frankie Edgar in that fight. Like, it's not like he was so much below Frankie Edgar's output that it was so bad. His output was not high, but he was, not terrible.
Yeah, the same can be said for
13
Nick
strikes a
fucking
minute.
Diaz. The guy was trying wheel kicks in the fight, but like his output still slowed enough.
But he kept pace with Frankie Edgar in the fight. I don't agree with that.
Okay, so
Okay. I didn't. I said this at the start. I'm not confident that Edgar will pull it off because he's old. But like, I don't 100% trust Holloway in that
No, it's
one
fair.
specific
No, look,
area. In that one
it's fair.
specific
You
area.
have to look at why Holloway's takedown defense is so good. It's not because he's getting an awesome initial sprawl and he's not having extended wrestling sequences taking place after that. The reason why his defensive takedown defense is so good is because of the angles he takes on the feet.
But his initial defense is
Let me finish. It's the same reason why Jose Aldo was such a damn good takedown defense artist. Is because of the fact that he's never really in a good position to have a shot taken on him in the first place. So when fighters are forced to take shots because they're getting their shit pushed in by his opponents,
that is a training day reference. By the way.
Yes.
But Jose Aldo and Max Holloway have different styles of that variations of that same style of takedown defense. So Jose Aldo will either accept going to the ground and pop back up there, or he'll try to limp leg and get distance that way. Max, on the other hand, usually tries grabbing a whizzer or framing on your neck or getting a head post underneath you, all of which are decidedly more clinch space than Aldo's.
Okay,
right?
but when
so while Aldo will offer you a leg to take and then work from there.
When he's taken down, he does the very similar things to Aldo, where he will allow when he feels he's going down, he will do similar things where he will let the momentum carry him and continue that momentum in order to get up too. He got taken down by Ortega twice and he popped up. So, I'm not saying they're exactly the same, But I'm saying that the reason why their takedown defense statistics are so high and why they are such notoriously good takedown defense artists is because of the methods they use, not just because of their high statistics.
I'm not even talking about their high
else.
statistics. I am talking about the methods themselves. And Ortega is a very different style of grappler from Edgar.
But Frankie Edgar is not a clinch takedown guy.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about training moves together, because Max's game revolves around stopping takedowns inside the clinch, right?
Yes.
Edgar isn't a major clinch guy.
He's not a clinch guy at all. He's actually not a good clinch fighter.
I know, that's what my point was. There is a distinction between the two types. Because have you been listening to what I was saying? Edgar doesn't require the clinch to start a takedown.
But
Ortega does.
What?
But it's not just Ortega that. Oh my God. Okay. Holloway is good at stuffing takedowns or not being there for the takedown in the first place. The reason why.
No, but I'm saying his first line of defense is the clinch.
His what?
Right? His first line of takedown defense is stopping it in the clinch, and most of the guys wanted to take him down.
What I'm saying is that he uses the clinch to stop the reshots. He's going to use those clinch to stop Edgar from getting to those double and single legs in the first place. He'll pull Edgar up into the clinch, and then
that's not even just the double and single leg. Apart from chaining those two, Edgar also has like the best knee tap aside from maybe Colby Covington.
When was the last time he hit it on a high level takedown defense guy?
Okay, I'll stop you there. Maybe we should consider what he's saying, because every time we say, when was the last time this happened or that happened or that happened?
No.
The last card proved that people just come up with weird shit and then everything goes to shit. You know what I'm saying?
Except the difference is Edgar is beyond a known commodity at this point. He's not even known.
That is a good argument.
I already conceded that.
No. Andrei Arlovsky, end of the argument. Okay,
Andrei Arlovsky. It doesn't count.
Oh
no! Fuck you!
Come on.
I like that.
Andrei Arlovsky was done 16 times. Okay.
Andrei Arlovsky gets better with time.
Andrei Arlovsky has.
I just love. You say that.
In 20 years, he'll be heavyweight champion.
I know.
Can I just say that I think,
dude, Andrei Arlovsky is gonna win his next 3 fights, get a title fight against Ngannou, and knock him out in the first round. That same uppercut,
that sounds
with the
scary.
exact same uppercut that Ngannou knocked him out with.
I just love that. I think it's like the cutest thing in the world, that every time something goes wrong, like there's an actual argument, Ben is like, no, it happened
because
heavyweight.
That's true. You can't even that's
no, I'm not. That is how about Hooker? Okay. How about Hooker knocking the fuck out James Vick, because he had never done that?
Yes, Ben, explain that. Explain that, you fucker.
Vick is a 6'3" lightweight who cuts more weight than Hooker and is.
But you have to concede. You have to concede.
Are you saying that Vick has a thing for falling for hookers?
Like, for example, but you have to concede that maybe there's this argument that need to be considered for what they are. Like, Bilal isn't saying Edgar is definitely going to win. He's saying, watch out for this.
Oh,
right?
I'm not saying Edgar can't win. I'm saying that the argument that I don't trust Holloway's takedown defense. I disagree with that.
No, I'm saying I don't trust it in that specific area.
I'm saying it's fine, but if Edgar can do it, it's because he's a good enough wrestler to do it.
Okay.
Holloway is
what
not a good
if
enough defensive wrestler there?
I haven't said that Holloway is a bad defensive wrestler. I'm saying that his defensive style is this one way. Edgar's offensive style is this other way. And historically, high volume strikers have kind of trended towards a certain, way against wrestlers who don't quite match up with themselves, with their defense. That's what I'm saying. Essentially, gives me worry about Holloway's takedown defense and why I don't completely trust it yet.
Okay.
Aldo's already proven against Division 1 wrestlers and stuff that he has enough for that day. We haven't really seen that from Holloway yet.
Okay. So to understand what you're saying is that if things go sideways for Max, that would be the venue where they go sideways. So that's where it would start.
Yes, that's essentially the node where I see it could start.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Like as an observation,
I
that
agree.
And Ben disagrees,
I
of
disagree
course.
that it'll happen. I disagree that it'll happen.
But it doesn't have to happen. But we need to like explore these things because
I don't agree that it's a realistic scenario there. I don't.
Did you agree that it was a realistic scenario that Leon Edwards would keep RDA at range? No, it didn't happen.
We talked about how he would be able to use, if he would win, it would be through his wrestling and be able to neutralize RDA. We actually did discuss that.
And no, but you
didn't. To be fair, it wasn't
completely that we don't think
wrestling.
He will. Hold on. We said he will, but we did say that the way he would do it would be through his neutralizing style and pace.
Yes, but it was in this sort of dismissive way. And also, I said the elbows on the break, and you said, "Nah, how many times has he thrown that?" I'm like, "He did it once," and then you were like, "Just once."
Okay.
Like okay, so what I'm saying is that we maybe need to explore this thing so that we end up getting bags of dicks like we did last time.
Okay, that's fine. I still disagree with this particular statement. I don't have to agree with you on this.
No, you have to.
I'm not going to, though. And Max always
we are unionizing. You have to agree with us now.
I don't.
No. Actually, I'm breaking the line. I'm not unionizing. I'm not unionizing. Ben is sending me jerky, so you know.
First
off,
neither of you are in the US, so you can't exactly unionize.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of like how the UFC runs things now, though.
Secondly, I'm a Jewish business owner. You guys are unionizing over. You guys are not unionizing.
Yeah, we're not even employees.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh, it's okay because I don't eat pork.
All right. Prediction time. Prediction time. Do you guys think that he finishes Edgar?
Okay.
If he wins,
it is a likely scenario. Yes.
Yeah. If he wins, I bet he probably finishes Edgar. If he wins.
Okay. So I will say that. Okay. Let me say this.
It won't be early. It'll be late.
Oh yeah. No.
I'm not even sure if it'll be late. Like, how likely is it that Edgar can sort of deal with the distance pressure that he's going to be facing? Like, we're assuming that he's going to shoot early, right? So that's when we're going to know whether he can deal with the pressure at distance that he's going to be facing. And it's going to be a lot of it.
Well, not necessarily. You wouldn't necessarily need to shoot
at some point.
Wait, before we go on, I just want to say one more thing. Edgar tends to not shoot right away. And
then how is but I am assuming he will. And I will tell you
okay,
I think shooting I think if he doesn't shoot right away, I think what'll happen is similar to the Ortega fight where he'll kind of get a little desperate and that will open him up to some really hard shots. And
yes, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like
but he doesn't need to shoot exactly right away. So I mean, there's usually two ways. There's usually two ways that people have kind of dealt with the high volume strikers so far. It's either, as you mentioned, shoot really early, get the thought planted in their head that they can't just throw tons of volume, or you try to stay on your bike for a little while. Try to draw them forward into you, and when that happens, then you shoot. Now that takes a little bit of time normally, and you really have to make sure that you're drawing them into the shot. You don't want them to still kind of be hanging around the outside, picking away a little bit, and not really committing to strikes when you do shoot. So it is a bit riskier, but you won't need to shoot immediately. Then you can then sort of pull them into the position and then shoot and work from there.
Yes, but all of that has to be like considered within the context of Frankie Edgar knowing that he kind of did that, right, against Brian Ortega, and he got lit up.
Yeah, well, Ortega doesn't get scared of getting taken down.
I know, but
he's never scared of getting shot on.
I know Holloway has ever shown worry about getting taken down either.
That's my
No,
point.
but that's a different kind of confidence for
Okay.
Ortega than Holloway.
Different
Because
kind of
Holloway
confidence.
wants to stay on the feet. Ortega doesn't mind.
Motherfucker, let me
Yeah.
finish. You
I
already
know,
talked.
it doesn't change the fact that Holloway, I don't see Holloway changing his style up so drastically out of fear of a Frankie Edgar takedown. I really don't.
But that's happened to like many fighters before.
I also think
it's not a rare thing to happen.
I think the size will also play into this, where Holloway is
Well, of course
much bigger.
Yeah, he's
yes.
fucking
Okay,
huge.
let me say this.
Like an
okay.
ostrich.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if he knows that he's going to be fighting a rangy striker, and the last time he tried that against a rangy striker, that it was not really a striker, it did not go his way.
Badly.
So he has to shoot early, and I think, right? So that moment when he shoots early is when we kind of know how the fight is gonna go, because that's kind of the main loop of this fight. With can Frankie take him down, or can he not? And I think we're gonna know like in the very first exchanges, right?
Oh yeah, I think the fight will be decided pretty early.
Yeah, and
I agree with that.
I don't know what
only
tools
goes one of two ways.
Okay.
You know,
yeah. So
yeah.
Can I talk now?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. No, like I'm saying, like, what tools does Frankie to deal at this stage in his career to deal with a rangy striker compared to him that throws a lot of volume, has very damn good footwork, and has a hell of a chin?
Well,
like, what tools does he have at distance?
He needs to avoid letting himself fall into the role of pressure fighter. Because Edgar has become a damn good pressure fighter in recent years, but he's not exactly an RDA who can cut off the cage well, especially against someone who has more range than him.
Yeah. For example, so I cite the Jeremy Stephens fight. What did we see in that fight? Like, he has to move. Like, he has no choice but to operate inside of this range, right? And he kind of, like, Stephens is not the fastest guy, and he still managed to catch him a few times.
Yeah, well, especially with that kick, because he needed to kind of play on that edge of range, and Stephens kind of extended his range a bit further using that kick instead of just swinging wildly like he normally does.
But that's not something that like Holloway cannot do. So shit, I'm gonna say like a second round TKO or third round TKO for Holloway.
I don't think Holloway will finish him early if he does win, to be honest, because Holloway has always kind of finished people by getting them to tire first and then finishing them. And even in age, it takes at least for the third round.
I know, but you know what gets you tired real quick? Getting punched in the face a lot.
Yeah, but you've seen Edgar take a lot of face punishment, and he still hasn't.
I know, but he's older now, and Holloway has a hell of a pace. So that's why I'm saying maybe he gets finished early. Ortega finished him early.
True.
That's the kind of person we're dealing with now. So we have to sort of factor that in. Like, maybe he could win, but he has to do at least the thing that you say and be successful enough wading through that fucking danger zone that is going to be the range of Max Holloway. And also, it's not like he's going to be static throwing punches. He's going to throw with both hands, like both stances, both hands. Then he's going to keep moving around him. So taking that shot is going to be even more difficult. And when he doesn't get that shot, because I don't think that he's going to get like the very first try, get it at the very first try, he's going to get punished. Every time he does not have some form of success in range, he's going to get punished for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I said he's best trying to draw Holloway into a shot rather than pressuring him.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to argue that maybe we get a early-ish finish, like second round, third round.
Here's my question.
I can see.
Hold on. Even if he tries to draw Holloway in, what's to stop Holloway from just picking him apart at range?
I don't think there's a lot. Like,
it's really nothing. Holloway is a infinitely better range striker. I don't see
Well, not
Holloway,
infinitely, but
I don't see Holloway
considering
rushing in to land strikes on Edgar.
I mean, look here. I know.
And we've seen him do that.
No,
Hold
I
on.
know
We've
we always
seen him
gush
do that
about
against Lamas.
always.
We've seen him do that against Lamas, where he did not want to really fuck around with Lamas in the grappling exchanges and
His
just pick him
takedown
apart at range.
defense against Lamas was like a snatch guillotine where Lamas turned 180 degrees around. Like I like Lamas, but I can't
But I
take
think
that
that was
seriously.
also part of. I think that was a little bit. That was a scare tactic. That was a flat out scare tactic, and I don't.
Yeah,
think
but who the fuck turns 180 degrees around when they get when they shooting for someone?
Jacare.
Oh, but that's
Okay.
a fucking wizard.
Like,
That is a good point. But like, still, like
in fact, I've done it. It actually works. It actually is a really good way of avoiding a tight guillotine, like a really good way.
Yeah, but then you kind of give up the takedown.
Again, I understand it. I'm just telling you it works for the guillotine defense.
Well, fair enough, but like I still can't take that seriously as a reaction to.
But again,
a
lot of it has to do with confidence too. But again, and I do think that he adjusts. I think there's going to be adjustment to who he's fighting. I think we have to take that into account. We always do. There's always adjustments made to who you're fighting, unless you're, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no, I mentioned this in the start already. It's if Holloway comes in with like a lightly adjusted game plan, then all credit to him. But it's this one specific area that makes me nervous.
Okay.
Oh yeah. What I was saying initially? What I was saying initially was I know we all gush about Holloway's technique and how crisp it is, but like it's also easy to forget that he relies on his durability a lot in striking exchanges. Now, this might, so now that might not be directly applicable to Edgar, but anyone who relies on their durability that much isn't scared to kind of push forward a bit too much when pressuring.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That still plays into counter takedowns. Now,
oh shit!
Again, I'm not saying that Holloway will come in with the worst game plan and Edgar will come in with the best game plan. I'm saying that this is a specific node where if Edgar wins, it will probably be through that.
Okay. That's a lot of lapses though, right? Like I can understand it once.
Yeah.
But he has to make that mistake a lot of times.
Well, it depends. I mentioned earlier, but like we've seen for like years now that the high volume strikers can kind of cowed into throwing less by the threat of a takedown. If the initial one or two shots like keeps him grounded for most of a round.
Yes, but what I am saying,
I haven't seen that from his corner.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that if that happens, if indeed that happens, and he still gets taken down, like how many times does Edgar have to repeat that?
Why should be enough? Like, honestly, the round length counts for a lot more.
Yeah, but like it's still 20 minutes, so he has to do it over and over and over and over again. And I can understand if one is a mistake, twice is a mistake, but like 3 times, like that's something else. Like that's something else.
It depends if he gets cowed into that sort of game.
I know, but that's my point. Like the only time I've ever seen Max Holloway getting caught in something was against Dustin Poirier, where he wanted to bang it a little bit, but that was mostly because he had no choice because Poirier hadn't figured out in the footwork. So, but I don't know how he falls into those situations you're saying. Like, I mean, I can see that, like, it can happen, but it seems extremely unlikely to me.
No, we'll like, I still favor Holloway. I'm just saying I don't trust.
No, I hear you.
Okay, guys, we're going to move on now, please. I told you I'm limited on time, and we spent the entire time talking about this one fight.
Shut the fuck up, Ben.
No, I'm serious. Like, we really need to move on now.
Okay.
Cyborg, Felicia Spencer. How do you see this going?
Felicia Spencer.
Spencer,
Pretty much sums it up. I honestly don't see how she beats Cyborg. I mean, taking down Megan Anderson is one thing.
She kicks her in the head a bunch of times.
What?
She kicks her in the head.
She hits who in the head?
Felicia Spencer kicks Cyborg in the head. That's how she wins.
So
she's not gonna take her down. Some wacky shit, yes.
Okay,
that's how
she's not winning. Got it.
Very likely.
I don't know how tough Felicia Spencer will end up being, but it's going to be basically either a first to a fourth round finish, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, how?
Maybe she makes a decision. Maybe she's super tough. I don't know.
If she's super tough, and if Cyborg has
is patient,
just come off a cliff. Also,
I don't think she needs to come off a cliff. I think she needs to be a little. Maybe if she comes out even a little bit gun shy, then
Felicia Spencer has a shot of lasting through.
Why would she come out gun shy?
Because she got knocked the fuck out in the most horrible way. Maybe. I mean, it's never happened to her before. Right. We don't know. People don't know what happens until they get in there. Sometimes.
All right. I got this Cyborg my third round TKO.
No, I got Cyborg too.
Yeah, I got my third round TKO. Just because I'm assuming she'll be able to survive at least as long as Tanya Avenger.
Oh my God! What if Felicia Spencer just subs her?
No.
I'm gonna remember that because if she does it, I'm gonna give you so much shit.
Will you though? Because I don't think you're really calling for it either.
No, but I just want you to say no to something.
That's fine.
And then I come back and throw shit at you when you're wrong.
Fight we're gonna talk about, I think, Jeff Neal versus Nico Price. You got the wildest fucker on the goddamn roster versus Jeff Neal, who's actually really kind of made.
Fuck you for picking this fight, Ben.
Why?
You have Jeff Neal, a guy who's sneakily very good at
boxing. I'll be honest.
Versus the guy who randomly knocks out everyone he fights.
He's sneakily very good, period. But
against the guy who knocks out everyone he fights seemingly by accident.
Right.
Oh my God, is that true?
Here's
how do you fix this fight? Will Jeff Neal take him down and then he'll get the KO off his back? The fuck?
Just to make this even worse, Kevin Holland has beaten Jeff Neal.
Well, he's the GOAT.
I just realized that.
Granted, Kevin Holland's a middleweight and a pretty sizable one, but Nico Price is a more dangerous version of Kevin Holland, a lot more dangerous version, and a better.
Yeah. So fuck you for picking this fight. I can either do the smart thing and pick Jeff Neal, or I can do the probably realistic thing and pick Nico Price.
Tim Means should have won that fight.
Everyone should have won the fight against him, man.
That's fair.
Everyone.
So okay. Are we picking Nico Price or are we picking Jeff Neal?
I can't fucking pick, so fuck you.
I'm picking Neal because his nickname is Hands of Steel, but with a Z.
Oh God.
Hands of Steel. Fuck it. I'll pick the guy who should win on all accounts.
Same. And he just beat Bilal Muhammad. So I kind of have to pick Jeff Neal because that is a really, really good win.
Yeah.
Again, he should win, but how many times has Nico Price beaten someone who should beat him?
But is that a real metric? I'm wondering whether that is a real metric.
All right, let's move on. We're not really going to talk about anything else. This card's not very good, honestly.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of names I'm interested in, but yeah.
Wow.
RDA, Leon Edwards. He did it, and he did it in dominating fashion.
I have some thoughts on this.
Yes, we all do. First things first, I kind of keep forgetting how big Leon Edwards is.
No, he's a big guy.
And RDA looked like a lightweight.
Welterweight.
Yeah.
Which he always
has. He looks like that in every fight. He looked like that against Waller. He looked like that against Derek Safdie. He looked like that against Kevin Lee also.
I don't agree with that. I think Kevin Lee's size is slightly overrated.
What?
Dude, the guy is
I'll tell you why. I just saw a picture of him standing next to GSP, and GSP looked decently larger than him. And GSP looks fucking smaller than OAM, Oven Mercier. So I can't say Lee is a huge welterweight. He is a RDA style of welterweight, maybe slightly.
You know that picture was just the angle, Ben.
I know that. I'm saying you
It
don't
could be
look
the
at
angle.
Listen,
No, guys, actually, it could be the angle.
it could be the angle, but I'm not. Look, I don't think that angle was that distorted to make GSP look that much bigger.
Show me the picture. I can tell you.
Don't know where it is. I just saw it on Twitter randomly.
So you have to take your word for it.
It's just my opinion on what I saw.
Okay, Kevin is a diminutive man. He's very small.
Okay.
That's
Anyway, the things that we spoke about, the neutralization of the pace and slowing it down.
Clinches, bitches. He did it with clinches.
He did it with
Leon Edwards.
clinches.
Clinches and boxing.
And he
Like,
also did outbox RDA.
No, I know, but
I have.
Oh yes, of course. But
one thing that I really didn't like.
Who goes first? Who goes first?
RDA backed Leon Edwards to the cage a lot, and I mean a lot during that fight.
Yes.
And for some goddamn reason, he did not throw leg kicks against the cage.
That's what I was getting to. No, for the entire fight. And I know
I was talking about.
I think we missed something when we spoke about this last week, and that's RDA is a very different fighter from who he was at lightweight. Because previously it wasn't rare to see him start off a range exchange with a leg kick. In this fight, he always initiated with a jab, and when Leon Edwards saw him try to jab, he knew he could just pop his jab out, and RDA would be at the end of it, while RDA is all short. And if he threw it again, RDA would put up a high guard. And when RDA puts up a high guard, he can then sneak his left through one of the openings. And he just did that repeatedly through the fight.
Well, it also when RDA threw a lot of naked kicks.
Yeah, but I was getting there. So when RDA threw kicks, even if it missed, right, Edwards would either move back or retract his legs straight backwards.
Correct.
To help get him towards the fence, which is why I think, at least offensively, the older RDA might have had a better chance of beating him if he could take the shots. Because he's gotten better defensively now, but like, if he could throw those leg kicks like he did before, even if they missed, he back Edwards up to the fence eventually, and a lot more often than he did in this fight.
Well, that's the thing.
And I think
don't know
we
why
missed that last
I'm
week.
just trying to figure out the tactical decision to not throw the leg kicks when he was against
I think
in open space. He was not throwing them against it. And what bothers me is that he could have faked throwing the leg kick in order to land punches on the feet, because he could have twitched the hip to get Leon to maybe try and check a leg kick and then come forward immediately with punches while Leon was
but that's the thing. We
would just throw the kick and then stop.
Leon Edwards, we missed that RDA. The RDA of today initiates his exchanges with jabs, but he didn't rely on it that much before. And I think, I mean, it's a subtle difference, but it changed the dynamic a lot there, because whenever he jabbed, Leon knew what range he was at.
He's been
because he initiated every exchange with a jab.
Jason
it happened every goddamn.
Hasn't he been working with Jason Perillo?
Yes, but
that might be why.
But
I know.
But the thing is, like, Leon Edwards made a comment in that they wanted to. Mind you, it sounds a little iffy in a way that psychologically they said, like, they made the argument that psychologically RDA cannot come back after 2 rounds. He said this, so he said he wanted to put pressure on RDA and get him working really early, and that's why he shot for a takedown in the first round.
I don't think that's really true. Like, RDA fought it.
No, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Has RDA ever been down 2 rounds and then come back to win?
No, but that's normally just a type of failing to adjust. Although against Kevin Lee, he did have early trouble and came back against that.
That's true. Okay, so
usually it's more that he doubles down on pressure and then continuously.
Can I just say one thing? Can I say one thing? Like, I'm really like impressed. Like, I'm actually made a little list. I wanted to see if you guys agree with it. Like, how like layered like Edwards' approach was. Like, I put little numbers in it. Like, number 1, stay at range, elbow when positioning allows. Number 2, exchange mid-range and try to force RDA back. Take shots if necessary. Number 3, clinch if RDA gets too close and stop his pressure. 4, jockey for position, take shots if necessary, and part with an elbow and force break. 5, wrestle when grapple in order to get close to the cage and push against it. Grab if necessary, only told not to by the ref, which I think he got 2 of those. And work briefly in order to rest. And 6, reset. And that's kind of the loop that we saw play out the whole fight.
Yeah.
Like
and
5 layers of thing.
And if everything that kind of worked was also based on Edwards in transitions. So when he landed the elbows, it was usually him breaking RDA's posture, releasing the clinch so that RDA would think he can reposition, and then nailing him with the elbow on that clinch break.
But he also had
same in the boxing exchanges with throughout the high guard, and then
wait, Ben was saying something.
I don't remember who said it, but I remember somebody talking about how RDA kind of seems to struggle in transitions.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes.
No, I mentioned it.
So I'm bringing that up to give you props, and that's kind of what we saw on those clinch breaks. We saw RDA, and I was trying to figure out, like, RDA knows it's coming. Why doesn't he adjust? And RDA,
I think it's difficult.
He's not really an adjuster. It's more just like he has so many skills to fall back on that he can kind of work with a lot of different things. But it's not really an adjustment so much as it is being really fucking good.
Yeah, I think he's like a one-track guy. Like, he has a bunch of skills, he has a game plan, and he sticks to it. And he kind of has like A, B, C, and V. And if either of those don't go and one of those, or maybe all of those fall through, he can still sort of find himself within that context only. And when he's pulled out of it, he struggles.
He still ends up doubling down on whatever game plan he started. He just usually ends up mixing up his skills in that game plan.
Okay.
So he doesn't really change the approach.
We really have to move on. I kind of have to end this soon. So let's move on to Walt Harris murdering Alexei Olenek in the first 12 seconds of the fight. A flying knee and a punch.
11 seconds.
12.
That's it.
Oh, that's good submission defense, I suppose.
Also, before we go on, Leon Edwards versus Masvidal, you think it happens or no?
No, I don't know. I mean, it should happen, but you know why it can't happen? Only reason why it can't happen is because he cut a promo, and the UFC does not want to give Masvidal the title shot, and they are certainly not gonna give him the corner fight. So no matter what Multikawa says, like his whatever, what is he, like, his agent? Like,
whatever.
He was saying.
What about what Yoel Romero says?
Okay.
Yeah, but
this is not a long segment. It was just a yes or no.
Okay. No, I mean, he can be only because of that. But thing is, Masvidal doesn't want to. So
I know he doesn't want to. If not, I would like to see Edwards Ponzinibbio.
I'd be up for that.
I think he's injured. I think he's still injured.
Yeah, but give Edwards.
Every fucking welterweight injured.
Yeah.
Greg, wait. Just one last thing. Edwards
you know what? Fuck it. Make Edwards Steve.
Edwards is going to become like.
I'm going to mute both of you and just talk.
Okay, just let me say, Edwards is going to become the welterweight Kukui because he's just going to keep beating people. It's like 8-5 win streak now.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe.
I kind of see him as like a new.
I'm curious.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Fuck Greg Hardy. Dan Hooker knocked out James Vick in the first round.
Yes.
He was a pressure fighter. Fuck. Like, what? Okay. No, I think that it's a good thing because it shows that Hooker can do specific game plans for the fighters he's up against, which is really, really
he wasn't that technical of a fighter.
But that also means that he could fight against type, which is important.
Yeah, but like his limitations are still kind of there because he came forward mostly in straight lines, and that's
the important thing is that he could fight against type. It's not like Carlos Condit was an amazing outfighter, but he was able to do so for 5 rounds against Nick Diaz, and that's the important thing is that you could become or beat fighters who might be better than you in specific areas by fighting against.
Really now, are you insinuating that Nick Diaz is a great pressure fighter?
He was
No,
okay.
but I'm saying that Carlos Condit fought against
Ray
Tyson.
Jackson thought he was though.
Against someone who had no idea how to cut the cage. I bet Nick Diaz's version of cutting the cage was
Okay, and he damn near took a and he also fought a volume outfighting game plan against Robbie Lawler, and while he didn't win that fight, but still.
Robbie Lawler stood still for most of the fight.
Dude, I'm just using it as an example, man.
I understand what you're saying, but like doing something badly still means you did it badly. It just means the other guy was
the first time he's ever done it. It's the first time he's ever done it.
Do you have to start at some?
I didn't expect him to look like a fucking Justin Gagey.
Well, there's your problem, Ben. You should have higher standards.
No. Ben is really judgy. No, see, that's true because Ben's very judgy.
Hernandez,
like, these fighters.
Hernandez Trinaldo was Hernandez Trinaldo was a terrible fight that nobody should ever speak about, and Hernandez should not have won that fight.
Nope.
Andre Arlovsky became a volume fighter and used his left hand a lot.
It is step 25 in his 55-step plan to get back to the UFC title.
He's insane. I don't understand Andre Arlovsky.
This fight alone should be worth like I don't know how many bags of dicks, but just oh my god, like he literally never done this. Like I'm going to start throwing punches.
He's training at ATT now, right?
He threw a left hand.
He's at ATT now too, so crazy. Like it's kind of crazy. Andre has reinvented himself so many fucking times.
Well, that's
what I think it is. Every time he joins a camp, he just absorbs all the abilities and then moves on to the next camp. And as he's doing that, he gains chin.
After getting knocked out.
I'm telling you,
that's where he stayed point at. That's where he stayed point at. Like he's lighting bonfires at every knockout.
All right, guys. My son is crying. I need to go take care of him. So thank you all so much for joining us.
Oh yeah, okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. We're gonna move on.
Okay,
apparently join us on the card share, like, subscribe. Love you all. Sorry for the episode. All right.